Hey guys, this is Rise, and I am here with Diggity! That's right, Diggity SC himself. We're back doing another dual commentary. It's been a little while, but we got a good game for you, so we hear. This is supposedly an epic game between by.hero and Juni. And I guess this is actually kind of a spoiler if you haven't watched the rest of the Wildcard. So go check it out if you haven't. Otherwise, this will be a spoiler. We're only doing this one match. But it was actually recommended to us by Moltrap. And generally, whenever one of the other commentators recommends doing a game, we kind of got to do it. So, again, we got by.hero here playing against Juni. by.hero is the white Zerg at the 5 o'clock position, and Juni is the orange Zerg at the 10 o'clock position. So, Diggity, what do you think we're going to see here? I think we're in store for some craziness, but do you have any inkling of what could possibly go on here?
I have zero inkling. Usually Zerg versus Zerg doesn't last more than 10 minutes. I'm told that this goes well over 10 minutes, so I suppose that's sort of a spoiler. Also, Moltrap, yeah, there's some sort of rule. Like, usually when we get PMs, and go feel free to spam me PM. I actually don't get a lot of PMs, come to think of it. But anyway, usually when I get a PM from a fan, they say, do this game. I usually do that game. When you get a message from another commentator and they say, do this game, I swear, then there's just a rule from on high that you really got to do it. Byzantium II, a really fun map. I think you can pull off 12 hatches just because it's a 4th-position map. You've got that inverted ramp, though, so actually I wonder if we'd see Hydra in this, because you do have that upper ramp, that inverted ramp, which could really affect things. And before I forget it, shout out to Vilatak. It's his birthday today, the original creator of this account, which I believe this is going. Special shout out to Basie as well, and also a shout out to Ryan. Yeah.
Awesome. I gotta say, definitely follow-up shout-out to Vilatak. Happy birthday, man! You are awesome. Thanks for letting us use your account all this year. I don't actually know how long we've been using it for, but definitely thank you for what you've been letting us do. And Basie, you also are awesome, man. Ryan, I'm guessing you're awesome. Diggity gave you a shout out, so I'm just gonna jump on that train. Anyway, it looks like we're seeing the expansion hatchery going down for Juni at the top left, and it looks like we're gonna see some quick 6 lings and maybe some speed lings, and this could actually be really bad for Juni. He hasn't been scouted quite yet, but those 6 lings with speed are going to be pretty bad against the 12 hatch that he went. He's only now getting his pull down. And look at that. Very quick lair follow-up. So Juni, if he doesn't get some defense up, he could be in a little bit of trouble here. But at the same time, his position isn't known to Hero yet. So he does have that going for him. Although Hero may just go cross position, which is somewhat common when you don't know where the other position is. It looks like that is exactly where he's going to do. So he's going to send one to scout to the bottom left. This way that he never loses, I guess, momentum of those lings. I don't know how to put it. Proximity. It's the best way to make use of that proximity. And so it looks like he's actually going to go to the right position right away, and there's nothing to protect that hatchery. So Juni, unless that spawning pool is done, which is just finishing now, looks like he just has enough larvae. I don't think it's going to be in time, though. He'll eventually get back there, but he will take quite a few hits anyway on the hatchery until he does get some reinforcements.
Actually, this is critical. I think this is the best position to do a 12 hatch from, simply because it's so far away. The reinforcements come on such a delay. The question is can he get some Zerglings or something to defend this? He's already brought the drones off the line. He doesn't have to bring them out for very long, because he can just produce some Zerglings at the secondary, bring the rest of his Zerglings back up, but he needs to keep that hatchery alive. Otherwise, it's just a waste of 400 resources. He can afford to lose a couple drones here as well, because keep in mind, he has an additional hatchery over his opponent, so he can just go ahead and build some additional drones, and it looks like he's just set to mining there at the secondary just to have those drones on some degree of defense, now pulling the rest of those drones out, and he's got a good amount of Zerglings on the ground, but he's in a great position now with 2 hatcheries to really pull this game out. Let's see if he can cap that gas. But critically, he's lost a lot of mining time, so he's going to have to rely on a bit of distance here to work this out. And additionally, he's canceled his lair. He doesn't have any anti-air defense right now. Maybe he's going to go in all-in lings. It looks like that Hero has realized the situation, so he's backing off, knowing that it's most likely an all-in ling attack that will be coming down, and now distance is really going to favor him. Honestly, I think Juni might be in a better position if he just puts down an evolution chamber and tries to just use the lings, attack forward, and kind of wait this attack out.
Well, you know what? He is actually mining gas with one drone, so I think he's got something up his sleeve. I just don't know what it is yet. I think he's going to have to get an evolution chamber if he's going to survive Muta heading his way, but it looks like he doesn't have that yet. Oh wait, I thought he was going to put something down with that drone, but he doesn't. And 3 Muta are morphing in, and what the heck is going to happen here? And look at that. There are a lot of lings at the base of by.hero, so by.hero is very well prepared for this. There's the evolution chamber, and he's probably going to throw down a couple of spores right now. There's the first one going down. He's also going to put one in his main, most likely, if he's going to be able to defend that Muta harass. But, I mean, right now he's in a very tough position, although he does have those 2 bases, and if he can just manage to fend off the Muta for long enough, he will have an advantage if he can hold them off for, I guess, whatever it requires for him to get his second gas up and start mining from both of them. And if he can keep an expansion from going up for Hero, then he really will be in a great position. The question is he going to be able to do that? And that's going to be tough to do. There's the lair finally building at the natural expansion, and he is back to mine. No, he's still only mining gas with that 1 drone. So I don't know how this is going to play out quite yet.
Looks like he's trying to bring those Zerglings back because it's going to be a Zergling plus Mutalisk attack. It's going to come down to a lot of crazy micro underneath, a lot of distractions. A hatchery now going up for Hero. Hero, of course, way behind as far as at least the base economy goes. I don't like the 1-hatch build just because of the distance of reinforcements and superior numbers that come out. But now the Mule's trying to pick off as many Zerglings as possible while staying out of range of that Spore. I like moving up that Overlord to absorb a couple hits. And the Zerglings managing to squirt through. They're going to be able to go out towards the main. There is not enough defense there. It looks like that Spore colony at the main is going to go down. Drones trying to provide some defense, but which is actually the smart move. Expend some drones since you have some of them. Brilliant defense! You managed to kill every single Zergling with drones alone. Somehow. That was awesome. Great defense by Juni right there. Second base on the way, and he needs to be a little bit careful because still some Zerglings with that speed. They can run down there, harass out a little bit. That'll at least force the Mutalisks, and that's what they're headed to do right now. That'll force those Mutalisks off the main, but really I still feel like Hero's in a dominant position. He's got the Mutalisk advantage. The Spire's not even anywhere near up here for Juni, and Juni, even though he's fended this off, he hasn't put down that second gas. He's been way behind in gas in general. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up to the Mutalisk supply. Specifically to do that, he's going to have to deny this second expansion. I don't think he's going to be able to get it done.
Oh, man, this is I can't believe he defended that so easily. Look at this, but, man, he is so far ahead of drone count. I mean, the saturation at his main base was actually pretty good, and not to mention his natural had a pretty good amount of drones as well. And look at that defense. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen a Zerg player put up so much defense in a ZvZ. It's just pretty crazy. He's got 2 spores in the main, 2 spores at the expansion, and he's got that sunken. And what's that building? What is that building that's going up right between the extractor and the lair? I'm not actually sure. It could be a spire. Oh, it is a spire. Okay, my bad. I thought it was something else. It looked like a different shape. So, yeah, I mean, he's been able to defend this off pretty well. And now, I mean, look at Hero. Hero's trying to catch back up economically. And this is where, again, Juni will be able to pull ahead. So he's going to get that spire up. The question is he going to throw some Scourges up right away, or is he going to go for Muta? But he's got 2 gases mining. And now, but it's got to be mentioned that by.hero also has 2 gases mining at this point. So who's been mining it for longer? Well, probably by.hero. So by.hero may be able to maintain that lead. Although I'm not sure exactly when that second extractor went up for Juni, and that could make quite a bit of difference. But neither player ready to commit to an attack, which is pretty interesting considering the fact that by.hero's had Muta for quite a while, but he just can't penetrate any of those defenses because those spores are going to just rip apart his Muta, so he doesn't want to really expend them right now. And there are Scourges coming out first, so we're going to have to see if by.hero is able to... Oh, man, it looks like he is going to be able to micro them at least a little bit. And, you know, A moving in, is he going to work over here? And he's got the Overlord to see that, so he knew they were coming. But, I mean, really, I'd say both players, I think right now they're actually kind of even.
I still got to... I don't know that Juni is really going to be able to catch up on that Mutalisk count, because there's already about 8 or 9 Mutalisks. I think that's about 8 or 9 in that bunch. But Zergling sneaking into the main now, somehow able to get past those Mutalisks. It looks like they didn't quite get a kill, but this might open up that Scourge attack if those Mutalisks aren't paying attention. He does manage to take out one Mutalisk, and every Mutalisk kill counts. It just is huge. More Mutalisks being produced, but right now, yeah, a couple Mutalisks being killed here and there, but that's a very thick cloud. Again, I just don't know, unless a third hatchery is placed, I don't think Juni's going to be able to catch up in pure Mulus count. He's doing whatever he can with these Zerglings, but he's still in just kind of an uphill battle overall. And speaking of which, I wanted to mention this. There was that article, I forget where it was linked. I think it might have been linked to Team Liquid, where they had the woman, they had the feminist article about how females are Zerg because of whatever. I got to say, the Spire is by far the most phallic thing in all of StarCraft.
I don't know, man. It's definitely up there, but I'm thinking there's got to be something that's more phallic than that. I'm going to think about it for a little while before I commit to an answer. Look at this. Muta attacking the Spore Colony. It looks like another one is morphing right now. And now he does have some Muta to help defend this. And with that and the Spore Colony, he's actually going to do a pretty good job. But there are Scourge, and a couple of them are actually landing. A couple more land, and that's going to be really bad for him. More coming in. Now he's got to fall back to that last Spore Colony. It looks like he's not even going to be able to morph another one in. And he's taking shots on everything, on his drones, on his Muta, on his Spores, on his hatchery, on his sporting pool. I mean, this is definitely a very bad position to be in, but he is still mining. He's not really mining that much gas from that location, which is going to hurt him certainly. And but he also, I still think he's got a higher drone count. Look at this. He's going in for the other Spore Colony, also loses an Overlord, and this is going to be really bad, but he still has a very well defended base. And look at this, a counterattack going to the other base. He knows that his natural expansion is very well defended, so he's going to see if he can get some free drone kills over here in the meantime. And it looks like he is going to be able to do that. One goes down, a second one goes down, 2 quick drone kills, but it looks like he's going to have to leave after that. No, he splits his Muta group up, and in all directions. I don't know what he's looking to accomplish here. I guess he's trying to save as many as he can, but I think that was actually a little bit of a silly move to make. And it looks like he's going to try to get back to his base eventually and regroup. But great counterattack, forcing by.hero to head back all the way across Byzantium III to his main base, which at least bought him a little bit more time to rebuild some spores.
I think he might have gotten fortunate because there's that expansion for Hero going in the upper right-hand corner, which he hadn't scattered up this stage, giving Hero a third hatchery. Man, that is a huge Mutalisk force. I do like the split tactics to just try to save as many as he can, but I don't think it's going to do all that much for all that long. I think his best option is actually to run in some Zerglings as best he can down to the main. But, oh, man, look at this attack. So many Mutalisks on Mutalisk. I still think that Hero's going to come out just because he has a superior number. You can just see the cloud thickness right there. But backing off because Scourge coming in. And I think Hero actually took more hits there than Juni did, just because of looking at how that attack went, and that looks like a much thinner cloud. Still, I gotta give Juni the advantage, but actually no, that wasn't. Okay, I thought that was Hero's expansion. That's Juni who's managed to expand that upper right-hand corner. As long as that stays up, he will take the game, because that's the equalizer. Let's see, all those mules heading up that direction. Let's see if they catch it. Do they catch it? They see the creep, and that's gonna be it for that expansion right there. But that, I think that might be it, because
he's going to take that out.
That was his one opportunity, is just have superior production. But going in for a huge counterattack, this is awesome.
But you know what? I wonder if he put that out as bait. But look at this. There is a line of Overlords to spot this, so it looks like he's going to be caught. Yeah, he's actually going to be caught. Scourge are going to force him back. It looks like a couple may even land. No, it doesn't. But, I mean, I got to say, one thing that Juni did pretty well before was he landed a lot of Scourge. I don't know how well they were cloned. I'm guessing he didn't A-move him in, considering he's a professional StarCraft player. But he did land a lot of Scourge on Juni's Cloud. And now with this other group of Scourge, if he can land those and micro against those of by.hero, he will be in pretty good shape. But by.hero has been playing great lately. You know, I mean, this is going to be tough for him to beat. And he is going to lose that top right base. No, he takes out the Lings, and somehow holding onto that base. More Scourge coming in to try to defend this. It looks like, it looks like he's going to force back those Muta, but the Muta have nothing left that they need to defend at this point. Oh, man, the Scourge, the idiot Scourges do not actually attack the Muta. They stop at the last second, and it looks like they're going to be taken out by the Spore Colonies. 3 Spores there, by the way, so that is a very well-defended natural, and a bunch of Lings, but it looks like those Mutas may head over to the top right to clean up, but again, that's just bait, and I mean, you can actually see that by.hero is now at this point realizes he has split his Mutalisk group. He's going to try to take out that hatchery with with a couple of mute. At the same time, he's going to keep the bulk of them by his base to defend anything, and it looks like he's going to be able to defend this. I don't see anything getting over there in time. It looks like there is some sort of units heading across to the top right to try to defend this, but it looks like that hatchery is going to go down. It does go down. Scourge is coming in to try to do some damage. A single Ling also in the base of by.hero to try to take out a couple of drones. And man, another hatchery going down to the way top left, so a hidden hatchery for that matter. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but I think it's going to be very important that he actually does get that down. And look at this, he's going for Hive Tech, so we are going to see something pretty crazy here. We almost never see Hive Tech in ZvZs. In fact, in the game that we just did of Yellow versus his brother Luxury, it was a half-hour ZvZ. Neither of them ever teched to Hive Tech, so this is pretty crazy right now.
Juni just so ballsy with these attacks. I really like he's just completely keeping Hero off balance with every attack. He was like, oh crap, and he's just flying all over the map, just trying to catch up. And finally, that hatchery taking it out. Looks like an Overlord getting taken out, but I like that positioning of that hatchery in that upper left-hand corner. First of all, it's not in a good position to see. Also, those Mutalisks, if they're going to engage it, they have to go through other Mutalisks to get to that location, which is something I don't think Hero's really going to want to commit to. And if we see some Dark Swarm with some Zerglings underneath, that... Oh, a Hydralisk Den going down! Hydras with Swarm can eat Mutalisks alive if you just, push down, and just those ground units, the Mutalisks can't do anything because they're melee units, and I think that the Hydralisks can still attack up. Now, I know that the Hydralisks can still attack up into the Mutalisks in the meantime, so let's see if these 4 Spore Colonies will hold, or if Hero dedicates attack to the main and spots this out.
Well, there are Scourges there to try to help defend, and again, you just said it, 4 Spore Colonies. Actually, I think there's 5 at the main. Not all would attack the mute at the same time, of course, but look at that. Wow, that is ridiculous. 6 Spores at that main base, and a ton, and that is a Defiler Mound. Wow, you're completely right, man. That is crazy. I don't know. I can't remember ever seeing this actually in a pro ZvZ match. This is awesome. But I like this. This is something that Zerg players just don't expect. And this could work out brilliantly for Juni if he pulls it off right. And really, all he's got to do is make his way into the main base. And if there are no Lings on the ground, Dark Swarm will let him take out buildings like it's his job. And look at this. It looks like by.hero is debating the commit. He's all the way at the top middle, top right at the same time. Top left. At the same time, we have an attack going on, a counterattack going on the bottom right, and Scourge landing all over the place. Spores taking out a ton of units here. A lot of units going down. Look at all the drones taken down to the bottom right, though, and it looks like he's going to head back. Juni is going to head back to his base to try to save this. He's going to try to save his drones, but that Hive has so many hit points, it's actually going to be able to survive this pretty well. More Scourge popping out. Looks like he took out another 1 or 2. No, Juni going for another counterattack. A little bit of an elimination race right here, and Juni's going to have to make the decision. Does he stay back? Does he try to defend this? What does he do? And there's so many Spores at the main, I don't know if he can possibly do that. And look how badly by.hero is hurt at this point.
I really feel like Juni just won that game by throwing in that attack. Hero has got to do something to try to eliminate all the units that are back in his main. He doesn't have any drones. His economy is done. He has nothing left. Where you see Juni, he is still mining, and just the position play by Juni has just been genius this game, and I think that's what's going to win it for him.
Wow. Do you see that, man? You see that Hive that's still up and alive right there? That's just, it has so many hit points. Just that alone, it was a brilliant idea to just morph that. But look at this. The attack of Juni is still being pulled off. It looks like a couple of Scourge trying to land here, but Juni is certainly taking this match in my opinion. Oh, man, but actually a large amount of Muta coming back. I didn't realize he had that many. But again, Juni is in a great position. His main base is still fully intact. He's got a ton of drones. He's sending his drones back. He's going to probably rebuild half the Spores there. He's got 7 or 8 Spores now in his main base, so there's no way those Mutas are going to be able to take out 8 Spore Colonies and get the only really naked base. And I got to say, we haven't actually seen any Defilers out yet, or Hydras. I'm a little surprised. I hope that, oh wow, where did all those drones come from? All of a sudden, a ton of drones out. For by.hero. So by.hero, by all means, is still in this game, and maybe that was more of an even exchange than I thought it was. But no, I can't imagine that Juni is behind by any means in this. He's just got so many drones that he's got to be ahead.
Oh man, Juni, yeah, transferring some drones. The other thing you have to keep in mind is he keeps using drones for spore colonies. He didn't have his evolution chamber. His evolution chamber had been taken out, so he's trying to build Sutton colonies at least before those chambers are taken out. He's just been trying to occupy Hero just because he knows Hero has such a large attack force, but the Defilers should be popping out any second now, and that is really going to be the huge shift in this game. As soon as the Defilers pop, as soon as a couple Hydralisks are out in the field, I think that'll be the difference. It's just a matter of when does that spawn. Wow. So right now, Juni has a superior Air Force. Hero just has a couple Mutalisks here and there. It looks like he might lose that Defiler Den, so he's got to produce them sooner rather than later. Still, more drones getting massacred here in that backfield. And I don't know why Hero doesn't just leave a couple Mutalisks at home base. He knows that Juni doesn't have that large an attack force. Just split it up. Leave some at base to defend. It looks like, losing just one Mutalisk left here for Hero and a big Ling attack. And this is critical that these Lings end up winning. I think one grouping is Adrenal upgraded. I don't know if I don't know if Hero has Adrenaline upgrades for his Zerglings, so it looks like he's going to back out. But, wow, another Spire. He actually lost his Spire as well. But Juni just clinging on left and right. I don't know if he's in a better position to take this out or not. He has lost his Hive, and Hero is not dead. He still has his economy intact, and he's got more Mutalisks out in the air.
But don't forget, Juni has that second hatchery at the top left that by.hero doesn't even know about. So by.hero may think that he's actually in a better position than he really is, because Juni still can match him in production capability. And with the amount of drones that he does have mining, he's actually pretty even right now, although it looks like he's going to lose a couple more Overlords, and that's certainly going to hurt him. It looks like he's going to also throw down a Sunken in the middle of his mineral line. And we actually may see him get mined out. Look at that. Oh, man, that's going to be bad. That hatchery gets spotted at the top left. So by.hero going to take advantage of the fact that he has no defense around that base. Although by.hero loses all of his Lings up there, and he's still going to be able to take it out with his Mutas. But still, he needlessly lost way too many Lings. That was definitely a silly move to make right there. And Juni just keeping himself even in unit count on the ground anyway. And now that he's got that Spire back up, he's going to start building, I don't know what. He may just dedicate to Scourge. He's got to get a second hatchery up, though. It looks like he's building with those eggs. Probably some Scourge to try to deal with those Muta, because he is handling the Lings pretty fairly well over here. There's the Defiler! Plague going off! Plague is now off, and all we're going to have to see is a couple of Mutas, Hero Muta, to take those out, and it's going to be, that could be GG.
Forget the Hero Muta. All he needs is a couple Hydralisks. If he has 3 Hydralisks, that grouping of Zerglings, and Swarm, he's going to take the game, because those Mutalisks will be completely helpless against that combination attack. They'll just get wiped out far too quickly, and they're not going to be able to attack those Hydralisks on the ground. So I think he can just dedicate to an all-in infantry attack. He's running up with some Mutas of his own to try to pick this off. That Plague was absolutely huge. I didn't even think about Plague in the mix here. But now, wow, with that one Plague, Juni has completely swung the momentum of the game. Now Hero in retreat. He's got to be very, very careful with his Mutalisks. Otherwise, just one shot, able to pick off one shot, he's going to be able to start picking them off. He does manage to get a second, manages to pick off that second Mutalisk, but still a very tentative position here.
Wow, man. I can't believe this. They are both playing brilliantly. I mean, the defense of by.hero is really spectacular right now. The fact is, he's trying to have those Muta regen as much as possible, and every little bit they regen is going to help him out tremendously, because now it's not going to be one shots from those Mutas. It's going to be many, many, many shots. Obviously less than if they were at full health, of course, but really he's doing himself a pretty good service of keeping those alive, and he's playing smartly with Scourge, because there's not that many Muta really for Juni. Juni's going to have to cancel that hatchery. There's no way he's going to let that go up. Yeah, he does cancel it, and he's going to try to save that drone as well. But one thing that Juni's doing great right now is he is building up that Mutalist force. So by building up that force more and more, here we're going to see a huge attack, though. It looks like Lings and Muta coming in. There's that, oh man, that Defiler is still hanging out in the main base. Spore's taking some damage from Lings, but really, that's not going to win this game right now. Mutas are going to win this game, and I don't know how many fresh Mutas by.hero has come up with. And the Mutas from Juni are completely fresh, and they have a huge advantage. But every second that this game drags on, the Mutas obviously get stronger for by.hero, and he does have a bigger clump, I'd say, than what Juni has. So really, Juni's going to have to make this work right now, or he's definitely falling behind at this point as well, because he can't get up that second base. And if he can't get that second base up, the 2 bases of Hero with us. Another play goes off, though. A lot of Scourge landing, and it looks like only a couple of Muta are going to escape that. But, man, every single thing hit by that plague. And, wow, he can't even get that Defiler. He's too worried about getting near that Spore Colony and losing random units. And, man, this is just a rough position to be in for Juni. I mean, for both these players.
Both these players, it looks like Juni might starve out. I realize, in retrospect, that Hydralistan was probably a mistake. He probably could have just gone straight with the Defiler, and he would have been okay, because when I think about it, on Blue Storm, the Hydralisks might have worked, because it's a very small map. You don't have that far to take them, basically. But on a map this large, you need the mobility of the Mutalisks. That's just absolutely key. So it's got to be the Plague. You can't go in with infantry. Maybe if you ran some Zerglings in, I just can't see him sneaking a Defiler cross map. So it's just been completely defensive. He still has that den up, and he's still able to produce Defilers, still no Hive, and right now it looks like Hero's economy rolling again. He's in another good position. I think he's going to come out with this game. Really what I feel like, against all odds, Juni, I thought he had him dead to rights a couple times.
I agree with you, man. I'm actually surprised he didn't pull it out, especially after I saw that plague. But again, you gotta give it to Hero. I mean, he really played that well. He defended those mutas. He knew they were all weak. He didn't just let them get thrown away. But look at this. I mean, that is a pretty decent grouping of muta, and almost all of the muta of by Hero were plagued. He is reinforcing constantly with new fresh ones, but I mean, really, how much damage is he going to be able to do with those? I don't know. If he's got Scourge, and man, that Defiler is still hanging out in the background because he knows that a big Mutalisk clump is going to try to take out that hatchery, because you're right, he is getting starved out. I think he's got to have less than 6 mineral patches at this point, if at least no more than 6, because I saw a couple were gone already at his main, and that's going to be trouble. And I just don't think he's going to be able to sustain this. Even with that Defiler, he's got to get off a stellar plague, but it looks like Juni is just, I don't think he's going to be able to pull it out. By Hero is not going to fall for this again. He doesn't have a super clump of mutas right now. It looks like they're actually pretty decently spread. No, they are clumped! They get hit by another plague! A super plague goes down right there, and this could be the turning point to actually win the game for Juni after all.
Wow, that Defiler is just an absolute hero here. It's just been the key to the defense. I like the positioning from Juni of just hiding that Defiler. Hero, all he was trying to do in that entire attack was find the Defiler and kill it. And he ran around the base, was looking for it left and right, didn't think it would be to the north, and then just got hit by plague everywhere. I still don't think he knows where that Defiler was located. So now he's got another group of just absolutely worthless Mutalisks that have 1 hit point left that can get taken down so quickly. Juni, the opposite end, though, he's just down to those 3 mineral patches, desperately trying to get his hatchery up, and he just, it's back and forth. More Mutalisks coming out, going up and pressing, more Zerglings running up, pushing those Mutalisks back to defend that, and forcing a hatchery cancellation. It's just, it feels like it's so close. It's just teetering back and forth, and all of it is around specifically that one Defiler, and also just positioning of where the Mutalisks are versus basically both players' Mutalisks here. Mutalisks to defend versus the Lings, or Mutalisks to run up, attack the hatchery and pick the Defiler off.
It's got to be said, though, look at Juni. He's actually doing a really good job of building up his Mutalisk force. I definitely still think he's behind, but it doesn't matter because how weak all the other mutas are. But by Hero, if you look at his main base, he had a ton of Scourge. He had at least 12 Scourge, and depending on how well he can clone them, if he can land them, he'll be in good shape. And Juni, traditionally, or historically, not traditionally, in this match, he has not been able to micro the Scourges. He's taken so many hits. I've only seen him take out maybe 1 or 2 this entire match so far, this 25-minute match so far. And there is that cloud of Scourges. And this is going to be the big battle coming up right here. If he can defend this, he could win it. He could take it out if he can keep enough of those muta. But the question is he going to be able to survive whatever it is that by Hero can throw at him? And it looks like he is finally going to get a new base. But here it is. They're coming in. A ton of muta, and it looks like Juni. Oh, another plague goes off. He gets a huge plague, but there are so many Scourge there. I don't know if it's going to pay off. It looks like he may have plagued his Spore Colony as well. Finally, it looks like he's going in to try to pick off some units. He is definitely dishing out some damage, but the Scourge are landing like crazy. Although they're not taking out that many muta, he doesn't know what to attack here. There's just so many units, and even though those mutas are so damaged, they take out that hatchery, which is key. And I think by Hero has just won this game.
Wow. Yeah, he didn't have enough minerals to put down another hatchery, I don't think, and he didn't have enough minerals to sustain that fight. That plague was both a blessing and a curse. The way those Mutalisks came in was brilliant. Just go straight over that hatchery, straight over that building spore. When that plague landed, it hit that spore, it hit that hatchery, and made all of those units' job that much easier. That was an epic ZvZ. That is probably the best ZvZ I've seen all year.
Yeah, definitely thanks to Moltra for recommending that one. I have not seen such a crazy ZvZ since, I don't know, some ridiculous old school game that I can't think of. The one that Cholera did like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. Check that one out if you haven't seen it. Crazy plagues on masses of Muta and Hydra. So great game to both these players, though. Really brilliantly played. And I don't know, Diggity, you got anything else to add to this?
No, happy birthday to Vilatak once again. Shout out to Basie, a.k.a. John747. You rock. And shout out to Ryan. I guess that's it.
Awesome. GG, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next commentary.